because the Nigerian government is providing a relief package for the country's aviation industry amid the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. The industry was adversely affected as flights were grounded for most of 2020 due to the limited movement of people. As the government is expected to dispose the funds in the coming days, some experts say only badly hit airlines should benefit from the financial support. Let's have more details of that in this report.
It had always been a question of the size of the bailout and not if the federal government will provide funding support for the Nigerian aviation industry. The question has now been answered by the country's aviation minister.
The federal government has provided 4 billion naira for airlines and 1 billion naira for other businesses within the civil aviation. We are putting criteria for the disbursement of those funds, and once it is done, it will be transparently done and they will be so disbursed.
The disbursement of the funds is expected to begin in the coming days. It will come as a relief for an industry that was already facing serious funding challenges even before the COVID-19 pandemic hit. But some experts say the process needs to be reviewed to ensure only deserving airlines get funds.
The same minister that announced the 5 billion for the airline said that the airline are owing 19 billion and $6 million. 19 billion naira and $6 million. So the question I ask is, what is the wisdom in giving them money when they are owing? So if there are people that are not owing among the airline, it's okay. They could be entitled to the bailout. But if there are people, if there are airlines that are owing, they should not be entitled to any kobo of that 5 billion.
This is not the first time that the government is offering bailouts to the aviation industry. Hefty bailouts by the government between 2009 and 2012 failed to turn the industry around. That led to accusations that some airlines simply misused the funds.
In 2012, they collected over 200 billion. The question is, what did they do with it? What did they, those who collected the 200 billion, what did they do with it? How many of them have returned?
It's not clear if the latest bailout will make any difference. But one thing is certain, the Nigerian aviation industry is in a bad shape. The situation worsened by the COVID-19 pandemic. All airlines have been forced to lay off staff and have also slashed salaries. Most of them are deep in debt.
The aircraft that flies, the onboard service, the airport that receives, and the parts aircraft, the engineers, the pilots, the entire value chain of aviation has been tremendously affected. If we're going to talk in figures, I mean, we've been talking about figures in the past. It's tons and billions of dollar loss.
The $13 million bailout fund is certainly low compared to what some aviation experts have said is needed to turn the sector around. But at this time, just anything the industry can lay its hands on will go some way to help address some of the challenges bedeviling an industry that needs every and any help it can get at the moment.
From the report there in Abuja, Nigeria, we